Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm really sorry the lighting in this video is crazy. Again, I'm really sorry about the lighting and the fact that you cannot see the makeup that I worked so hard on. It is purple. I'll insert a picture. So yeah, things have just been a little bit crazy. We have been planning to move out of our house for quite a while. It's just something that we've wanted to do due to the lack of maintenance that the landlords have put into our house, the fact that they always come over and like bang on our doors and windows and stuff. It's just a very crazy situation. But kind of to make a longer story short, I am filming in my hotel room. This is where we have kind of been for the last 3 days. Different ones, but you know, overall a hotel room. So I don't want to get into like so many details, but the reason I haven't been posting is because we had 2 days, literally 2 days, to move our entire house that we've lived in for 5 years. Literally backyard was full of like cars and boats. The whole house was full of stuff. I mean, you could only imagine we've lived there for 5 years. Since 2009, that's been our home. So yeah, our landlords have just been very, very nasty. It doesn't matter if something broke in the house, they would never deduct it from our rent, and they would never fix it. So we put a lot of money and time into that house, and it had black mold and all kinds of stuff. We actually repainted the entire house because of that reason. I know what you guys are going to say, it's highly illegal for them to do that, and I do live in California, and you're right, it is. It's very illegal for them to do this, but at the time, this was me and my husband's first home. We didn't really know anything about that, so I think they kind of knew that, and they kind of took advantage of the situation that we had no clue. We knew that they were supposed to fix things, but we didn't know the exact rights that we did have. So long story short, me and my husband went up to fix his tractor, which had broken down, and we spent $300 in fuel, not including the time. Again, 4 days we went up there because so many things were going wrong. He gave us batteries that didn't work, the tractor wouldn't start. We actually had to maintain the entire road so that our truck didn't get fully scratched because there was trees lined up on each side, and it was a manzanita. So if you know anything about that, those are very thick trees that will just scratch the crap out of your vehicle. So we maintained the entire road and everything like that. And there was a $300, and we kind of asked just for him to pay the fuel, and we would just fix the tractor because that's just the kind of people that we are. He didn't want to reimburse us for it, nor did he want to knock it off the rent. At this point, after 5 years, my husband was just like, you know, I'm not going to keep doing this type of thing. So he was at our house every single day for a month. He knows the times my husband's home, the times that he's not. So he would be there when he wasn't home, and then he'd be nowhere to be found when he was home. He'd go and harass him, other places and things like that. So it was just an ongoing ordeal of misery. So he got mad and ended up serving us a 3-day pay or quit notice, which we had no intention of not paying rent. We have paid our rent in full for 5 years, never been late. Maybe if we needed an extra week or so for like 100 or something, you know, we would figure it out. But never have we ever not paid, never have we had the intention to not pay or anything like that. So he served us this notice. I actually did offer to pay him before the notice. I wanted to just transfer it to the bank because I knew that he was upset. So I wanted to start saving receipts because he would refuse to give us receipts. So after all of that, he acted like we didn't want to pay. We just hadn't made it to the bank yet. So he served us that, and then he just went through all of this junk, and he kept refusing the rent. He just wanted us out of there. That's the bottom line of what it was. So he served us that. We figured that we would have to have at least a 30-day notice after that. We were wrong. We had a thing on the door from the sheriff saying that we had 3 days to get our stuff out. So that's what we did. We We busted our ass and we got our whole house packed up. And we had a few friends who helped us out, and I'm so appreciative and so grateful for all of your support. Everyone who has supported us through this, I just want to give you a big, huge thank you. Whether if it was asking if we were okay, if we needed help, if we needed a place to stay, if you were physically there helping us, thank you. I can't tell you how grateful that we truly are. It means so much to us because we had 2 days to pack up an entire house. So we did all that, and we stayed in motels for a little while. We are right now. We do own a fifth wheel, so we'll be parking that for a little bit, and then we will be staying in there until we can save up enough to get into a new house. I really do feel like these doors have opened for a reason, or closed. In other words, these doors have closed for a reason, and like you all know, I'm a very spiritual person, but even looking at it just logically, there's bigger plans and there's something good that's going to come out of this. There was so much wrong with that house that we could have maybe never made it out alive. I did do a blog post a little bit about it. I will link those below. Just kind of how I was coping with it and stuff. The first day that we got that notice, I was completely frazzled, and I cried. Obviously, I was just at a loss for what to do. I mean, that was my home, even though it was infested with all kinds of nastiness and mold and whatever like that. It was still our home, and it just kind of got ripped away from us. The security of a house is something I think we really take for granted. I mean, a roof over our head, running water, it's just something that we really do take for granted. So we rented a storage and we moved everything out. You really have to look at the positives in every situation. I've been getting so many messages, I feel, from God just telling me that everything's going to be okay, and this did happen for a reason. I do believe that numbers are a huge part of the angels and God communicating with us. So I did have a lot of numbers come up. I did rent a P.O. box, and it is the number 93. And I looked it up in the angel numbers, and it is a huge, amazing message about how the angels and God are supporting you and guiding you, and that a new chapter of your life is beginning and an old is closed. So I mean, it's pretty crazy that all this happened, and then I'm getting so many amazing messages from God and from the angels and everything else. So really the message of this video is we are okay. Everything's going to be okay. And if you're going through something similar, if you're going through just a rough time in general, you really have to try and look for the positive in the situation. I know that is so hard, especially when you for example, have your house ripped away from you. But there's really nothing you can do about it. There's nothing I can do about what happened. There's nothing I can do about the situation. I can sit here and be angry about it, but what's that going to solve? Nothing. They're just going to, in the end, win because they're making me so upset and mad. So what I like to do is just kind of focus on the positive things. Every morning when I wake up, since this has happened, I have just made sure to say 10 things that I am thankful for, whether it's just my eyes opening or whatever the case is. I want every morning and every night to say 10 things that I'm grateful for, 10 things that have made me smile today, 10 things that I just, would have taken for granted, in other words. So like I said, everything happens for a reason. I am such a firm believer in that, and I'm also a very firm believer in karma. So you really have to believe that everything is going to be okay, because it really is. And I'm really irritated with this lighting and the echo and everything like that, but what can you do about it? So yeah, there's just so many positive things I feel that are going to come out of this. Obviously, we're going to get a new home, which will allow us to breathe clean air for once. Our stove leaked in that house. We never even had heat in that house. The mold was just so crazy. We slept in the living room because we didn't really want to be in that vicinity to breathe all of that in. So yeah, and it was just kind of a money pit. I mean, we were putting so much money into it and then still having to pay rent. So I'd rather either just own a home or get into a nicer one that we can be happy in, because we were never really happy in that home. We were just thankful and happy that we weren't homeless. So I just really love you guys, and I really want to thank you all for your support. A lot of you have messaged me on Facebook and Twitter and everything like that, and I just really want to say thank you guys so much. It means so much to me to know that my YouTube subscribers are there for me as well. So if you guys can just kind of keep us in your prayers, that would be greatly appreciated. We are figuring things out, but it's not all quite there yet. I'm a firm believer in timing as well, so I know that at the perfect time, everything will happen. So that is it. I also did want to mention that I do have a P.O. box now. I needed a place to have all of our mail go. So it is P.O. Box 93, Oroville, California 95966. I will link that down below. Link it down below. I will write that down below. So if you guys ever want to send me letters or anything like that, you guys know that I would love to get letters from you guys. I think that would be so awesome. I would definitely write every single one back. Things are kind of crazy right now, but you know what I mean. Definitely, I would love to read your letters. It would just warm my heart to get letters from you guys. Hello, that's awesome to get letters from people all around the world. So yes, you guys know that I have struggled with bullying, depression, suicidal thoughts, everything like that. I've been there. So if you guys want to even just write a letter and tell me your story, tell me, you know, whatever it is, and kind of keep it confidential, obviously, because I'm not going to tell anyone, then you guys feel free to do that. Feel free to write me a letter. Sometimes it's really hard to talk to people that we know about situations going on because it's just personal and no one else needs to know about it. So if you ever want to do that, feel free to do that. So that will be down below, and I think that's it. I love you guys so much. Thank you all for your support. Thank every single person who helped us this past 2 days. It means so much to us. And yeah, so I love you guys, and my June favorites is either up or it will be linked down below. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.